Every nation on Earth is facing record-breaking levels of debt. The United States owes over $38 trillion. The European Union carries around $14 trillion. And Japan sits on nearly $9 trillion. It's not just the giants. From oil-rich Saudi Arabia to the manufacturing powerhouse of China, everyone is under this weight. This leads to a fundamental question. If everyone is in debt, who exactly is the creditor? The answer is simpler than you might think. For the most part, the world owes this money to itself. But this doesn't mean the system works the same for everyone. Debt isn't just a burden. It is the invisible scaffolding upon which the modern economy is built. This debt system wasn't invented on Wall Street, it was born on the battlefield. In 1694, England was at war with France and ran out of gold. The king turned to merchants with an offer. Give me money now, and in exchange I will provide regular interest payments backed by future taxes. This was the birth of the government bond, and shortly after, the Bank of England was established. It was a revolution. States could now spend money they didn't yet have, selling trust to investors in return. Borrowing became a sign of strength and growth potential rather than failure. Empires stopped conquering just for gold and started making moves to collect interest. Today, debt has become the world's dominant export. Global debt increases by $1 trillion every 100 days, but who holds the other end of the rope? Take the U.S. as an example. The vast majority of that $38 trillion is actually owed to Americans. Banks, pension funds, insurance companies, and the Federal Reserve, Fed, are the primary owners of this debt. Foreign holdings are smaller than most people realize. While China and Japan are major players, they own only a small percentage of the total. The system is like a giant circular mirror. We pay taxes to service the debt, and that money flows back into our own retirement funds or bank accounts as returns. The global economy functions like a game of hot potato played with promises. Japan lends to the U.S. The U.S. supports Europe. Through the IMF, Europe provides credit to developing nations, and those nations park their earnings back into Western bonds. Everyone holds someone else's IOU. The only rule keeping this poker game alive is that nobody stands up or withdraws their trust from the system. So, why will this debt never be paid off? It's crucial to understand that modern states have no intention of fully clearing their debt. Unlike an individual trying to pay off a credit card, governments roll over their debt, refinancing. They issue new debt to pay off the old, focusing only on servicing the interest. In fact, the system doesn't want the debt to disappear. Government bonds are the safest harbor in the financial world. If the U.S. were to pay off every cent, banks and funds worldwide would lose their most stable collateral. The money supply would shrink and the economy would collapse. Debt has become the very heartbeat of capitalism. While we owe it to ourselves, we must look at the other side of the coin. The bitter truth is that in this system, interest payments flow upward. They come from the pockets of taxpayers and flow toward the large institutions and wealthy investors who hold the debt. In this sense, debt acts as a massive tool for wealth transfer between classes. Ultimately, the system isn't designed for repayment, it's designed for belief. As long as everyone believes these promises will be kept, the numbers can grow indefinitely. But if that trust ever wavers, we will be forced to face the reality that those numbers were just a collective illusion on paper.